for all of you who are not familiar with our remote ID module, you can choose to use it as a standalone module where it just will broadcast a remote ID message, or what the FAA likes to call a digital license plate, or you can take advantage of the GPS data. With the release of Betaflight 4.5 back in April, we had the ability to support MSP-based GPS modules, including our Phoenix UAS module. What that meant is that you should get full GPS support in things like the OSD, longitude, latitude, speed, distance from home, etc., and also GPS Rescue. What we found after a bit of testing was that in GPS Rescue, the actual velocity speed that needs to be calculated to return to home was not being done correctly. And so with that being fixed, we're going to demonstrate today how that works. A couple of things to keep in mind is that today this fix is available in the 4.6 dev branch. So that's something you can use today. It's kind of a try at your own risk approach, since it's a development branch. And what we've been told is that it should be available in 4.5.1, which should hopefully be this summer sometime. So with any further ado, let's go in and demonstrate how this all works with a little bit of setup required.
One of the things you need to do for GPS Rescue is to set a throttle level. So here I'm flying around the yard and looking at my throttle level, which is in the lower left-hand corner of the OSD, and flying really slow, trying to attempt to hover to get that value. Here I'm seeing generally a level of 27 to 28, and I settled on 28 for what I was going to use. Okay, over in Betaflight on the failsafe tab, there's a number of things that we need to set up. First being in stage 1, I've set my throttle and also a value for my angle mode, in that the rescue will use angle mode to fly back. So on my receiver tab, if you look at this, generally your stick will move a range of 1,000 when you're moving the stick. And so to figure out what my throttle value needs to be is, I was 28%, and so 1.128 times 1,000 gets me to 1280. In this case, this is only letting me put in values in increments of 75 or 25, so I used 1275. And down here for angle mode, when I had looked at my receiver, I'm at 1000 when my switch is in angle mode. Now, before we do any sort of real life testing here, we should actually go in and change this guy to stage 2 and actually try to land my quad in the backyard with a throttle value of 1280 to make sure that my throttle value is correct for hover. Once you've done that, then you can go back and change this back to stage 1 and change this back to GPS Rescue. And again, I've got my throttle value set at 1280, and I'm using a minimum of 6 satellites, since our mRID module will broadcast a message with 6 satellites. And in this case, I'm allowing an arm without a fix. So those are my options that I've selected. And with those, we're set to go out and do a test. Today we're running a test flight of Betaflight GPS Rescue with the mRID, and look at here, our mRID light is green, so we've got a satellite lock with 6 satellites, so we're good to go from that perspective. And right now I'm showing 9 satellites showing up on, there we go, just went to 10 satellites on telemetry on the radio, so that's probably good enough to go. So one thing you do want to do when testing GPS Rescue is fly fast and straight out initially, so it can go and synchronize GPS with the heading and make sure the home air was accurate. Here I got lucky and landed about 3 feet where I took off from on the LiPo bag.